What's going on, everybody? Stock Jock here, up $2,923 in the first hour trading. Finished the day up $15,250. Insane day, back to back. Yesterday was a huge day, and today is another huge day. A lot of trading overall, pretty nutty. A lot of volatility. You know, recently it's been the morning that's been kind of choppy, and then later in the day we'll get this late day runner with a lot of setups and a lot of plays in it. And that's been really exciting. And you have to take advantage of those opportunities because they will dry up. The market does not stay this hot forever. There'll be times where it is going to be freaking the Dead Sea out here. So we've got to take advantage of it while we can. And we have to know when to switch gears when the market switch gears. But right now, things are hot at certain times of the day. I'm finding more so later in the day. But hey, whatever. It doesn't matter. That's why we sit here all day long, rotting our bodies away just so we can catch that special move. Before we get into the trades, I just want to remind everybody we run a free chat room. Link for the Twitch stream down below. That is running from 9:30 a.m. to 4 o'clock Eastern throughout the market hours. And there you get to watch me trade. If you have questions, you get to ask them. If you have setups that you want the community to know about, help each other make money, throw it out there. It's a really great community. And also our Discord server is really good as well. A lot of really good traders in there that post their setups in the alert room. So I would encourage all of you, subscribe to the channel, and share the content if you find fit. And join us on the trading days, Monday through Friday. All right, so without further ado, let's get into the trades. So this first trade was based off of a daily chart. You can see this is SPCE here that we're looking at. And the daily chart on this one is what made me stare at it. We were looking at this chart yesterday. You can see all-time highs sitting up here. You can also see this monumental support line as it's riding up here. And today was a potential day for it to break all-time highs and rip higher out of this area and maybe make a move to 70. That's not what happened, but that's hindsight 2020. I was looking at out of this thing as potential to do an insane move, and I needed an entry point where that could start today. And out of the gates, this thing kind of sold off, went sideways, and I told myself, if it goes, and a lot of times you'll see like a red to green move in the morning, right? Sells off, and then the first candle over candle you get, like right there, is sometimes an entry for it to move back to high a day, not pre-market stuff. So that's what I did. I was like, okay, maybe, just maybe, it needs to get this out of its system, and this is an entry point, and then it goes into orbit and goes up here, breaks high a day. I was just looking for an entry point, a bullish, semi-bullish entry point. Candle over candle was just that. I took a long position when this happened. See the time frame 935 right there. So I took 4,000 shares, and I also took 10 contracts. I'm gonna, when I show the live clip, right off the bat, I'll just show the closures of 3,000 of the shares. I ended up holding the contracts longer as well as the final 1,000 shares. Almost break even on it, because what happened is shot all the way up and then came all the way back down and went red. So anyway, I went long right here, and it did exactly what I was hoping it would do. Just broke high a day, volume started to come in, ramped up, straight up move, broke this all-time high, but just as fast as it went up, it came right back down. And I sold 3,000 shares in this move up. So I sold 2,000 shares, let's see. Sold 2,000 shares at 56.58, so only like 30-cent win on 2,000 shares. But the last 1,000 shares I sold at 59.02, which was somewhere up here, right? Yeah, 59.02, somewhere up here. Golly, I don't think I sold any the last bit up here. So nice, like $3,000 winner almost on this lot of 1,000. I did end up selling, let's find it. Okay, here's the other one. The last 1,000 shares, which I won't show because it's much later, and it's like 20 minutes later, on the way down. So what I was hoping for is to let 1,000 shares ride. It went all the way up to 62.50, and I was kind of hoping for a pullback and then candle over candle continuation. And this should have been my sign to sell. And I can't remember if I sold down here. So when it failed to move anywhere remotely up out of this kind of, it's kind of just a blow off top, what it turned into. I wanted to give it every chance in the world, just couldn't do it. Finally, what I ended up doing that last lot is I kind of drew a Fibonacci on this thing. I said, all right, if this area down here breaks, the 618, that's it. I'm stopping out. And that's exactly what happened. It broke that area. I was like, all right, I got a profit stop out, right? And I made about $1,500 on that last lot. And on the calls, I made the 681, 605. So about $800 on those calls. So it's a good trade. I certainly didn't get any of that huge move. I just kind of let it pop and drop on me, which is unfortunate. But hey, that's trading. Whoa, the heck? The bid just disappeared. All right. Looking really strong, SPCE. Freaking kidding me. Did I just lose internet? Oh, all right. Not the day, man. Not the day, internet. Oh, boy. All right, SPCE. We got a live one here. 59.43 to the next level. Come on. Is going to do it all in one go? I'd kind of prefer not to. See ya. All right. Price discovery right now, SPCE. We'll see. We'll see if this turns into a resistance or not. Selling half at 59 just to lock in some profit. It's a pretty big win. I want to lock it in. Still have calls. Oh, are those calls? Oh, yeah. Still have calls. Still have 1,000 shares. So this next trade was LIZI. This one, 3 days in a row now, just gone nutty. And so tomorrow we'll be looking for it to go nutty again. So I have this huge move out of the gates, right? Another red to green move. Pull back, candle over candle, pop, 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 pop. Pull back, candle over candle, pop, 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 pop. Pull back candle. Zoom in here what we're looking at. Pull back candle, and then candle over candle entry. So I took this thinking, oh, surely this will work. And what does it do? It moves up 3 cents and then sells off pretty hard. And that is a very red flag, very big red flag, especially after this kind of a big move up to this point. A nice pullback candle, and then you go candle over candle, and you can't even move 10 cents, and it's a big red flag. So in this situation, when I'm in it and it doesn't do what I thought it would do, I should close, and I did close it. So you can see that I took 2,000 shares at 13.38, and oh, I got a pretty decent fill on this one, 13.22, and I sold at 13.08. So it was a nice loss, but you have to stick to your rules, and the rules for a reason. And in this case, sticking to my rules saved me a lot. A 75-cent drop. It eventually, did get to those levels again, but it did sell off again. Much later in the day did it go, but that's not what I do. And when I call this a 1 minute candle over candle fail, right? Pop, pullback, candle over candle fail, and they happen. And my absolute stop loss is the first candle under candle, which would have happened right here, as you can see. But this was enough for me. It went candle over candle. It didn't get the move that I wanted when it happened. It immediately rejected it. I'm out. Didn't do what I thought I would do. A lot of times, I would say 75% plus of the times, if it doesn't do what I thought it would do when I got everything I was looking for, in this case, candle over candle, after the pullback, and it didn't go, I'm out, because a lot of times the reverse happens, and that's exactly what happened here. Sucks to have a loser, but LIZI 1 minute play finally. Oh, nope, rejected. That better be a right. LIZI. Yep, that was right. So it didn't go. That's a failed 1 minute. I'm gonna get out. So that's a failed 1 minute after that huge move. All right, so this next trade was on ACG. ACG was an insane move today. No one knows why. Probably manipulation, doesn't matter. So, it was kind of an uptrend here, and you kind of see it on the 5 minute early on in the day here. Pop, pull back candle over candle, pull back candle over candle. That's kind of where we're at in this area here. So specifically in this area, we had this huge pop up, pull back, candle over candle, fail. And then it just went pull back, candle over candle, just making a downtrend here on the 1 minute. And I was looking for some sort of reversal. So I saw kind of like, think of it as a downtrend, right? Lower high, lower high, lower high. And I just kind of took these last two and I kind of connected them here because we put in a higher low, and I was thinking, okay, maybe this is going to be a reversal sign right here. Right? Maybe it's going to create a little wedge, break out of that wedge, and start breaking these horizontals, these previous peaks to the upside and really break them. And that's exactly what it ended up doing. I took two trades here. The first one is I took 6,000 shares around, call it 485 average, right? Right here. So I've got the break of the diagonal that I created, the break of horizontal, break of this horizontal, and I sold. It was very volatile. I mean, like just all over the place. And what I was watching during this time, and you can see it when it runs lives, it would break 5, but more sellers would come in. It would break $5, and then more sellers come in. So it couldn't get its footing on this candle over 5. So when I saw that, I sold half of what I had, or 4,000 shares of my 6,000 at $4.96. So, you know, like a 13-cent win on 4,000 shares. It's a good win. And then the second half, I exited at $4.88. As again, it just couldn't get up here past 5 and it just kept coming back down. That was the first trade. The second trade was 1 minute later, and I said, okay, we've broken these levels. If we break this horizontal, I'll get back in. And I had an automatic order to go live. Kind of see it. It's a they call it a stop limit on quote. And I push the buy button. So basically, all that is when I put stop limit on quote, I set the price that once that price hits the tape, my order goes live. So in this case, I put the order live at 5:15, right? 5:15, because I think the high here was 5:15. All right. So the idea is if it breaks this horizontal, it's probably going to break this horizontal as well. Get a nice pop through that area, which it did do. So I put an order in at 5:15, and it will fill me these 2,000 shares all the way to 520. So I put the limit of how high I want it to go is 520. If for some reason the price blows past those numbers, I might only get a partial fill, but it will not fill me anything past 520. The order goes live once 5:15 is touched, and it will fill me all the way up to 520. So I got filled right at 5:15 on both these orders. I took 4,000 shares. And that is the way to trade this stock today, because it was so fast, especially later in the day, that there's no way I could just time it with a market order. So most of the day, I traded this stock with this stop limit on quote. Anyway, so it got the break I was looking for. I exited at 520 and 525, really bad exits. Both of them shot up to like 540, and again, you'll see it's super volatile, and it was hard to exit. But, made good profit on it. Can't complain. That 85 break. Can I break 5? Does it get over 5? Oh. All right, I'm all out. It cracked 5 twice and couldn't hold it. Real level is going to be this 515 level. If it gets that, I'll take it. 515, 520. All right, I got filled. 515. About half, 520. Wait, 35. Nice. Out the rest. Oh my gosh, the exits. So this one was a 5-minute play that I call a 5-minute play. So you have your pop, 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 pull back, candle over candle in the 5-minute. That's what I was looking for. And in that candle over candle in the 5-minute meant if that level right here broke, it would be 5-minute candle over candle. So what I did is I took this 1-minute candle over candle as an early entry right here, because I put in a lower high. So we had a higher low put in, or I'm sorry, a lower high put in right here and there, and lower low, and then a higher low. So I was like, okay, maybe this is a reversal setup. Maybe it's starting to reverse here, right? Putting a higher low put in. Maybe, just maybe, when I see that, and there's a clear level that I'm looking for to break. I will sometimes, when I see the higher low put in, I will take the next candle over candle, in this case right here, looking for it to lead me to the 5-minute play in this case. Right? That's the 5-minute play. Instead of just waiting and buying here, I will take an early entry as a kind of like a reversal play. This is like the early entry, candle over candle, and hopefully that'll give me a better entry and lead me to this area. Doesn't always work out, but sometimes it does, and it gives me, in this case, an extra 20 cents. So I entered in at 12.96 right here. I got the break that I was looking for, and I said, okay, well, we broke this horizontal. If we can break this horizontal, the only ceiling left is high a day at this point. And price action came right up here. I sold half at 13.32 for a nice win. And on this candle, it just kind of hovered here, and that's not a good sign. It needs to really break through these levels. Couldn't do it, and as I started to see selling come in, I sold the rest at 13.10. So nonetheless, a nice win. Over 13.20 would be the 5-minute play. $17. Matter of time until we touch 20. 20. Can we break it? Yes, we can. Can we break 40? Half off, lock in profit. Looking for the 40 break. That's the other horizontal here. And if we break 40, we go high day. Okay. Tap 40. So feels like it's starting to run out of juice. Stop loss break even on the second half. I'm all out the rest. So this next trade was on LIZI again. So we still have this resistance level up here that now we have like kind of a flat top with. We tapped it once, twice here, and we also have high of day. And it was kind of, price action came down to the support area, and the support area held. So I was like, all right, well, if I get a candle over candle right off of the support, I'll take it, and maybe we'll come up and break this 1340 level. So sure enough, this is the trade we just took. Price action came down to support. I took the candle over candle entry right here. I took 4,000 shares at 13.19, 13.20. Right? Wow, did I get really filled up here now that I'm looking at it? Jeez. So, man, that makes a lot of sense why I didn't make as much as I thought I did on this trade. So there you go. Price just moved really fast. I clicked the button here, but price must have moved really quick. So anyway, got the break I was looking for, which was this guy right here. And I started to sell and sold half at 13.38 just to lock in some profit. It didn't look like it was going to break right away, so I thought it would actually pull back and then go. But regardless, I'm green on the trade. I always like to lock in some profit, because absolute worst case scenario, if I've already locked in some profit and the price comes right back to my entry point, I stop out, break even. Stop out, break even on the rest. I've made money though on the trade. I tend to do that. And a lot of people ask, how do you know when to sell? You don't. Plain and simple. You can get things to kind of give you ideas where price might find resistance at. In this case, it ran into the Bollinger Band. That was pretty strong resistance right here, right? But you just don't know. So it's an educated guess at best. If I had a crystal ball and I knew exactly where this move would go, I just held all 4,000 shares and sold at the exact top. It just doesn't work that way. And I've learned that scaling out of my position ensures that it's profitable, and it also ensures that I don't hold the bag. So in this case, I locked in some profit. I get the break through 1340. You'll see when I run it live. It got the break got the break at 1350. I thought it was going to go high of the day, and then these huge sellers just stepped in and just shot the price down. When I see something like that, telling me there's a lot of sellers here, I'm just like, I'm not feeling that. And I start to scale out even more. I sold 1,000 shares at 1353, sold another 1,000 at 1347, and just said, you know what, it's. Then I looked at the L2, and you'll see that when I run the live clip. Just some big sellers here, and I'm like, okay, somebody with some shares is trying to get out. It's going to take some time to get through here. Maybe it runs later on the day, which it did, but right now it's dead. Volume's kind of dried up as it's pulling back. I'd like to see 1303 break with volume. Okay. Not bad. Gotta break this 1340 though. 1330 is getting smacked. Oof. That's my 1330 again. Can we break it? Not much there. 31, 1340. It's a big. There we go. There we go, Liz. Oh, the bid just melted. You see that? Not a huge fan when that happens. And take half off, lock it in. Oh, it's big sellers stepping in again. High day 1375. Can it get there? I mean, look at the sellers. I mean, they're getting eaten up, but they are certainly there. Selling another little bit. 1353. Out the rest. Not a huge fan of the sellers. You can see them. They're just lined up. It's going to take a little bit to get through there, I think. So Plug was setting up a 5-minute play here. Again, had this nice move out of the gates. Pop, 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 pop. Pull back candle over candle. Would have been the break of 69.86, right? Somewhere right around here. So what I saw on this is kind of just a little bit of a wedge, and it could have been just, you know, whatever. It's just a wedge here. 2 points of contact here. 3 points of contact on the downside. 1, 2, 3. A little bit of a mini wedge here. And I thought if we broke out of this wedge, we could go challenge this peak right here. And we broke this one. If we broke this one, then we're going high day, right? Kind of see lower high, broke out of the wedge to the top side. When we broke this area, I went long. Wait, I went long. Where did I get in at? There's 2 trades here, so we'll be showing 2 trades on this one. Okay, so let's go back to 1014 right here. So what I saw here is drop to support, created a line here. Price action dipped to this area and did not break this line. In fact, bounced. And I said, okay, candle over candle. I'm going long. I went long right in here. What is this? Got filled at 69.74, 4,000 shares. Got that move up to resistance. Did not go. Did a pullback, candle over candle, sent us through that area, broke this horizontal right here. I thought it was going to break that one. It did not. I locked in half my profit. Did I hold the whole thing? Yeah, I did hold the whole thing. So zoom in here a little bit. So as you can kind of see, this little peak was still resistance through here. We got a 1-minute pullback. Got the candle over candle. In this situation, I'm expecting a bigger move, and especially maybe to go challenge high day. It didn't do it right away, and that was kind of a big, I don't like that. So I sold half. Let's see, make sure. I'm getting my time frames all wrong. Okay, let me focus. I got this move. I thought I was going to break this peak. It did not. I sold half to lock in profit. Okay, now I'm seeing it right. At 69.91. Nice win. Right? Nice win. And also it started to come back down. I didn't like that. So I exited the rest 69.84, about 10 cents on the second lot. A nice profit nonetheless. And I said, okay, if this gives me any sort of play to break this level right here, I'll take it long. So we got a pullback candle, right? And I said, okay, candle over candle, I'm going long. I had that stop limit order. Oops. I had that stop limit order live again. So the high of this candle was 69.97. I put an order ready at 69.98. 1 penny. Once that 1 penny broke, right? Created a candle over candle. I wanted to get filled. I got filled. And I put a limit on it at 70. I didn't want to get filled past 70. So I got filled 4,000 shares, 69.99 and 69.98. So 4,000 shares, exactly what I wanted. Got the break, and I really expected this thing to go, and it just didn't. And it sold off, came back up. It just didn't do what I thought it was going to do. So I actually exited 1 minute later here. It came down. I thought it was going to just turn into poop, but it ended up going after that. But at the time, it just looked like it was going to be a false break and reverse on me. I exited for about a 15 cent loss on 4,000 shares on that second lot. So plug just did a 1 minute candle under candle fail for continuation. Watching the 69.75 area. I'm gonna take it. See if we can get going. 5 minute candle over candle is $70. I'll break. AVXL ripping still. 5 minute play now is 86. It's probably an ad if I can. This is the 5 minute play now right here. PLEG. One minute play is 80. Should lead the 5 minute play. I went too quick. It's holding the 9, which is good. So here's a 1 minute, lead a 5 minute. All right, we got to break. Got to break 70. Don't come back down. So there's quite a block here. All right, I'm going to take half off, lock in the profit. SPCE ripping. All right, out the rest. And now it's going to give me a 1 minute play to break through this 70 level. Feels like it wants to go here. All right, we got filled 69.99. Wow, it's gonna do that, really? That big old break, and you're just gonna give it up? So I'm exiting. Got the break I was looking for, didn't do what I thought I was gonna do, letting it go. So the last trade I took in the morning, so at this point I'm up like 7 grand on the day, right? I ended up closing out this bag I had in Riot. I just let this thing get it away from me. I nailed the trade on the entry, and I freaking screwed up the exit completely. So at this point in the day, Riot is just, it was a Bitcoin play, and Riot just, I mean, cratered. I got the gap up that I wanted. I really thought it was going to keep going. I wasn't paying attention to Bitcoin, and Bitcoin did exactly what I thought it would do. And it hit some major resistance points, and I wasn't paying attention to it. And Riot started selling off with Bitcoin as Bitcoin was selling off, and I just didn't pay attention to it. It got to the point where I said, "All right, I just need to let it go," and I did. And I literally sold at the low of the day. I sold my, well, not the exact low, I guess. What time was this? Sold at 10:21. So right here, almost the exact low of the day. Not very far away from it. So if I would have held any longer, I would have been way better off, but I didn't. So what can you do? I like to, if I have a loser swing trade, I tend to like to sell those when I'm green. I know it doesn't make any sense, but it sure makes the emotional hit a lot less because you're still green on the day, right? So I tend to do that, whether it's right or wrong, it doesn't really matter. It's right for me emotionally. It's just one of the many ways I manage my emotions. It was like a $4,000 loser. I had to swallow, but it was okay because at the end of that, selling that these Riot calls that were very green at one point, and I sold them for like a $4,000 loss, I still was up 3 grand, which leads me to the last trade that I was going to go over. The last trade is this YCBD. They had some news out about someone joining their team. I went long. I took a lot of shares, 6,000 shares, average of 497. It just immediately just felt like it ran into a wall. It did eventually break this 5, but when it felt like it was just kind of done, I started exiting immediately. And it was a small loss for that. And that brought me to the total that I ended the day with, or the end of the morning with, which was $2,923. And again, I took a ton of trades later on. Oh, you can't see that. Let's try this. A lot of trades in the day. I mean, this was a heavily, this is an insane amount of trades I took. And had a lot of winners later on that got me the 15K day that I finished with. But yeah, crazy. Again, if you made it this far, please join us on Twitch. It is my free chat room where you get to see this screen exactly, trade all day long. You can ask questions if you're trying to do this, figure it out. That's what we're here for. We've got a great community that we're building. Today we had like 900 people in stream. We had another, it's hard to tell how many people are in Discord, but our Discord is over 3,000 members in there. It's a really good community. We keep it tight. We keep it professional. We joke around occasionally, but it's not here for entertainment. It's here to help people. If you're an experienced trader, we want you to help the community throwing out trade ideas. I know I made some trades today based off of community throwing things out that I didn't even. You can't watch it all, right? So that's what having a community is great for. Some people are watching one stock, you're watching another. 10 people are watching another stock, and you're all keeping track of it, saying, "All right, this one's getting ready to go." And I go, "Okay." You pull up the ticker and you watch it. So it's a great community. Come join us, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Former FDA official engaged by CBD. Huh.